Okay, let's return now to Huch and to see her interview now with Pastor Larry Huch, who, together with his wife Tiz, are the founders and the senior pastors of the New Beginnings Church, whose mission it is to stand with Israel and bring down the walls between Christian and the Jewish peoples.
So, Erin, right now I am standing with Pastor Larry Huch and his two amazing daughters. This is their third time in Poland visiting concentration camps here. Does this experience change every single time you come back, and how do you feel different this year?
Yeah, you know, every time we come, we see something different, we learn something different. This was probably the most changing for us because we went to areas where we saw 800 children that were murdered during the Holocaust. But we were standing in front of this memorial, and I said, "Is this a memorial for the children?" And our guide said, "No." And I said, "So this is for Jewish adults," because it had the metal outlines with them holding their bags with a Nazi soldier in the middle. And he said, "No, these were Christians who were standing up for the Jews, and they were murdered also." And so that's a phenomenal message for us to take to the world, to the Gentile world, is that back then there were Christians, there were Gentiles who said, here's what the Word of God says, we are not allowing this to happen. And like I said, I did an interview over there, and I said that result was their death. This result of Jews and Christians standing together, we believe, is going to bring about the Messiah and the healing in the world of Jews and Christians coming together. So this is every time we come here, it's an amazing trip, but this has been really amazing.
When you go home, what will your message be to people who listen to you around the world about this one experience that you had? Of course, it's about the unity and coming together, but what more will you be able to share with them?
Well, like I said, right before we came here, we went to Paris, where we sponsored a flight of Olim coming from France to Israel. We've been doing that. We've been working with Karen Hayazot for years and years. We've been doing things and supporting Israel for 32 years. But when we were in France, we looked at the anti-Semitism, because we see it in America, but the depth of the anti-Semitism that Jews face is every day there. The day we landed, a rabbi got beat up. His son got beat up. The next day, I don't know if you remember, 10 years ago, they killed in a kosher grocery store, they killed 4 Jews, and they firebombed it on that anniversary. We went there to film. We were setting up our cameras, and people were riding by shouting ISIS and Hamas slogans. And so we saw the anti-Semitism that was beyond what we've seen in America on the news. But here's what really grabbed me, and this is what we're taking back from here and from Paris and from our trip to Israel, is we met with the Israeli ambassador, and we were talking about this. I mean, we had a wonderful Jewish lady showing us around in Paris, and she said, as long as we don't provoke them. And I said, define provoke. And she said, well, men can't wear a yarmulke. We can't wear a Star of David. Can't put a mezuzah on your door. And I thought, that's ridiculous. And so the ambassador told us it's only 25%. Now think about this. Paris is like the bucket list of people to go and visit. We did the tourist thing. We saw the Eiffel Tower. We saw a lot of different things. But here's Jewish people that we talked to that became our friends, became our family. We're on the airplane with them back to Israel, and we said, why are you leaving? Well, one is Israel really is our home, but two is the safety for our children. So here's people having to flee because 25% are anti-Semitic. What does that mean? That means 75% aren't saying anything. And so the message that we saw on this trip and we saw there and we're telling the world is, if we're the 75% and we're not part of the answer, we're part of the problem. So as Christians, we want you to stand up. You know, this last election when President Trump got elected, we're very vocal. We have a television program that's on every day, as you know, but we're very vocal, and we would tell the world, if you have a politician that is not standing up for Israel, you let him know we will not vote for you. If he's in office, you let him know we want you out of office, and we're going to vote for those who are standing with Israel. You know, the Avos, the father of all blessings is Genesis 12:3. I will bless those who bless Israel. But there's another part. I'll curse those who curse Israel. And so the message that we want to bring to especially the Gentile, well, one to the Jewish world is we're standing with you. We will never, ever desert you. We're not here to convert you. We need you to be more Jewish tomorrow than you are today because you're our base. You're our foundation. And we'll never desert you. We will stand with you. We will be loud with you. We will be proud with you. And our message to the Christian world is speak up. Because if we're silent, the 25% are going to win. You know, when I came over to Israel right after October 7th, people at the airport were asking, why are you coming? And I said, I don't really know. But when I got there just a couple weeks after October 7th, I realized from our driver to the guy at the hotel to generals we talked to, the mayors of towns, they said, we felt like we were all alone. And you coming here makes us realize we're not alone. And that's our message to the Jewish people. They may be the loud minority, but we're becoming the loud majority. We are speaking loud and we're speaking proud. We love Israel, we love the Jewish people, and we will stand against anti-Semitism all over the world.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the conversation.